Hello everybody, today we're going to fit and attach the empennage to the fuselage. We start by turning around the fuselage. We already did that. Actually I couldn't turn it around inside the workshop, so we did it outside. And then we attach the, or actually lay the horizontal stabilizer on top of the fuselage aft deck. Clamp it a little bit. And now we have to figure out a way to get it straight. So we decided that we would use a laser measure device from the firewall all the way to the elevator tips. And we can do it with less than a millimeter difference, so that's good. We did it several times because we wanted to be sure that it's correct. And we also used the old measuring tape, just to check if everything is okay. So that looked good. You have to be very sure, of course. If you attach it crooked, the horizontal stabilizer crooked to the fuselage, then it will definitely impact performance and flyability. So just for good measure, we did it one more time. This time my dad operated the laser device and I looked where the dots are to see if everything is okay. With everything set, we can now drill the holes. And of course then, once you drill the holes, there's no way back. We first drill them to a smaller size and then enlarge them a little bit to see if you're absolutely sure that everything is okay. Because if you drill it in a smaller size, there is still, you have still some leverage. But once they're upsized, there's no way back. Okay, we inserted the shims. There are very thick shims underneath the main spar of the horizontal stabilizers. And we can insert the bolts. With the bolts inserted, we can now start measuring on the aft spar. So the aft spar is attached to those two pieces sticking out of the fuselage, but you can still place them up and down, and there is a very distinct distance that you have to place them, because this will determine the angle. So the angle of the horizontal stabilizer corresponding to the fuselage. So we're going to make these shims and replace them under the aft spar of the horizontal stabilizer. And this way we have the correct angle between the fuselage and the horizontal stabilizer. Once we have inserted them, we can do some more measuring and then we can start drilling. You can see we have to take the caliper to see if there's correct distance. We also took the laser there, so different measuring devices to see if everything is okay. And now we drill them, and again, once drilled, it's there forever. So you have to be damn sure that you don't make any mistakes there. Okay, so that's the horizontal stabilizer. It's now fixed. And now we have to start with the vertical stabilizer. So it's attached on 2 points. It's on the forward spar. As you can see, we already attached a small plate where the vertical stabilizer is riveted to. And of course it's bolted again to the last bulkhead of the fuselage. You have to saw a piece off, but I was already warned by another builder that you have to be careful there, because it says about 5/8 of an inch, but it varies depending on how you build it. So I was a little conservative because I thought I can always saw a little bit more. It turned out I have to saw 2 times because I was too conservative, but better too conservative than having to order a new empennage kit and start all over again. That will be a real day wrecker, so I didn't do that. in order to get it straight, you first have to level the airplane. So we put some wood under the tail wheel to make it exactly level. So the plane is completely level, and then we can check the vertical stabilizer to see if that's completely level again, or actually perpendicular to it. So that was okay, and now we can saw off the rest, the remaining part, which is... So for me, the 5/8 of an inch was actually correct. And now we can fit it. I heard that actually it's not a problem. The other builder who saw off too much, he asked Vent and he said, well, it's not a problem. You just drill some more holes and rivet them. I guess all these parts are made very strong anyway, so if you make it a little bit wrong, it's probably not a problem. But yeah, I don't like that. So with the attach plate drilled, we can now cleco it, and there it is, the vertical stabilizer and the horizontal stabilizer. Of course, the vertical stabilizer is not attached yet, really. It's only just clamped and clecoed. The vertical stabilizer is held to the fuselage with a few bolts on the backside. The first are through a bracket, which is also the rudder stop. No, not the rudder stop. The elevator stop. The aft elevator stop. That's a thick aluminum angle. And the other bolts go through the tail wheel attach plate. So on the inside of the fuselage there is a very big steel plate where the tail wheel is attached to. And you drill through that. So wherever you can use steel, it's of course stronger than aluminum. So there we use the steel parts. It's hard to get in there because it's a small place, and also, which I didn't understand, there is a small offset on the forward side. So the vertical stabilizer is not completely, I mean the forward part is not completely in the middle of the plane. It's probably due to, you see we're checking it here. It's probably due to the fact that there is of course several effects with an engine turning anyway. But yeah, it sounded very strange to me. So the forward part is a 1/4 inch off, which I find strange, but okay, it's according to plan, so we'll do it that way. Now we have to drill the bottom holes. We drill them through the white rudder attach bracket, so that's also steel, and then through the spars, which are aluminum, into the attach plate of the tail wheel, which is also steel. So the outer parts are steel, so that's probably yeah, strong enough. Again, we drill them with small drills, and then we enlarge them once we are absolutely sure that everything is straight and level. So that looks good. And of course we have to do some more work. First of all, the rudder needs to be attached to it, and also we need to insert the parts for the elevator trim. As you can see, the elevator trim tab is now just hanging loose there, and we need a servo in there, so there needs to be some electricity inserted. It actually only takes a few days. I think I worked 3 days on this setup, but it's a lot of measuring. I mean, it's not as much the work as it is to be very careful not to make mistakes. And well, this fitting should be really correct, right? I mean, there are sometimes some places where you can probably, you know, make small mistakes and it will be forgiven, but here it won't. So you have to be careful there. And once we have everything correctly in there, we need to tear everything down again, because there's no way I can work on my plane with the horizontal stabilizers attached to the back. So we need to remove all parts again, store them upstairs, and continuing building my pie in the sky.